Hello everyone and welcome to Pisconia. Today we're here at the University of Buckingham because, as you might or might not know, we are starting to collaborate with the postgraduate students here who are doing their masters in diplomacy and global affairs. So we want to wish you a very warm welcome to Pisconia.
Thank you very much for having us. For us it's an honor to be having this collaboration with Success.
And we also want to take this opportunity to announce that we are releasing our Center of Alternative Perspectives in International Relations. We'll put the link in the description. It's a think tank where we'll be publishing academic work, obviously with alternative perspectives, and we invite students from different universities to share their views. So today's video, Candice, what's the topic?
Well, thanks Victoria, and thanks for joining with the Center for Alternative International Relations Perspectives. Today we're going to be talking about diplomatic tools, diplomatic maneuver, and the different ways that states engage with other states in order to have states come into line in the international system, to cooperate with the international system, and also some of the penalties that are incurred when states don't follow the system's ways of behaving and the norms that are expected of them. So we've got some case studies that we'll be examining. We'll be looking at some historical examples with the League of Nations and comparisons with the United Nations, and we'll be talking a bit about North Korea as well. So this is about diplomacy and statecraft. Hope you enjoy it. Thanks.
Okay, so let's get started with the interesting topic about Russia. So Khadija, can you tell us a little bit about the current situation of the crisis? That's how we describe it, the Crimea one.
Well, this current tensions of Russia and Ukraine is not because it's something that started a long time ago, in 1945, when Russia wanted to annex the whole of Ukraine. And then looking at Ukraine. Yes. Yeah. And looking at it from the point that Russia gave Ukraine Crimea as a gift, and now Russia wants to take back its gift. So it's bringing high tension in both countries.
And does Europe have a role in this?
Yes, I will say Europe has a role, because when you look at it, any tension that arises from maybe a neighboring country or something to do with Europe, it might get to them. So, and because of their own national interest, I think they will think of coming in. So they will also have a say in this.
I do have an interesting question I didn't realize. Actually, when you have a regional crisis, do you think other parts of the world also have an interest in putting their hands on it? For example, I'm thinking of Africa, and also African countries, and also countries in North America and Latin America.
Okay, yeah, when you look at a regional crisis, sometimes it might get to the international borders. Why? Because it depends on the relationship between, let's say, the African country and another foreign country. So let's take Africa and Europe. Depending on the diplomatic relationship, if it's going to bring them down, maybe in terms of their economy, business, I think yes, they will come in. But if it's something that doesn't have to do with them, then maybe they can back up and watch them. So it depends on the national interest.
Okay, thank you very much. So Bayan, it was interesting that Khadija just mentioned diplomatic actions. So I know actually you've been studying the diplomatic maneuvers. Can you say something about it?
Of course, like as Hasina said, that the problem in Europe is very complicated, as Russia is part of Europe. Never mind, it's in the Eastern Europe. But then again, taking over Crimea is a big deal for the collective security of Europe. Now the diplomatic maneuver has took multiple approaches really in order to stabilize the situation in Ukraine and therefore stabilizing the situation in Europe. They went through multiple, as I told you, and one of them was the inducement for Russia, trying to tell Russia to kind of fix its behavior and to be part of the international community. Now, if we a little bit go back in the past and we look, we can find that the estrangement era has really ended. We cannot estrange Russia anymore because of the war in the Middle East and the war against terror. Russia and the US has an interest and really a shared interest in the Middle East, and we cannot just forget about that.
And this is really because of all these powers that's going on in the region.
Of course. Now Russia has been away from the political arena since such a long time now, and they have it's part of the of the Russian mentality, the hegemony. They needed to be part of the international community as a world power, such as the U.S. So if we have just a closer look to this, we will find that Crimea is not just for economy. Russia does not want Crimea just because they have their naval fleets in the Black Sea. That's not it. They just wanted to have an upper hand. Yes, it's a symbolic thing, really, because if we look at Europe, they tried to make sanctions, economic sanctions. They tried to make a ban on the visa, ban on the visits, ban on the trade. But did that do anything to Russia? Did it stop it?
Would you say this is actually a belittling effect on on the Russian side?
Yeah, I think it has a more effect on Ukraine rather than having an effect on Russia, because Russia can stand by itself, wherein Ukraine needed the NATO, and we can see that when they actually asked for joining NATO in 2002.